So, hello, hi, and let's us have a discussion about appearances, how people look, and how can we describe them? How can we talk about the physical appearance of people? We might have multiple purposes to do that, but today we're going to choose pictures. How can we describe the look of people in pictures? Okay? In this case, you are seeing a group of people group picture, which is from our very recent past when we were happy and we didn't knew it, that we could take group pictures. Now we don't take as many group pictures as we would like to. So in this moment, what we have here is the cast of Avengers. So this is a very famous movie. Um, in this case, this is Age of Ultron. That's the cast of Avenger in the Age of Ultron. So maybe you know them, or maybe you don't know them, but maybe I don't know them. Maybe I know some of them, maybe you know some of them. So if you know one of them and you would like to um, tell me anything, I would ask you to tell me which one of those guys is the one that you're talking about. And you will have a couple of ways to do that. Let's say that I ask you, who is Captain America? I mean, we have in this one, who is he? I mean, where does he play? What is the role that he has in the movie? And I mean, how what we'd like to do in this video is give you another option for describing people in pictures or in real life. Maybe you see someone far away and you want to describe the person. This is what we're gonna do here. And we're going to use their physical appearance. So the question that you might ask is, how does he look like? Okay, so maybe that happens also when you are inviting someone over the phone. Maybe you are introducing one person to another. They haven't seen each other, and suddenly you ask, but how does he or she looks like? Um, I mean, how will be able to identify and give me something? In this case, we have that. And when we are going to do that, we are going to use um, a couple of categories to help us make our head around how those people look like. We're going to use the hair. It is short, it is long. What is the color of the hair? What is the type of the hair? Also, we're going to use age. If we have the information, we can use the age to give an idea to the other person um, on how does the person that we're talking about look like. We're gonna use also looks. Is he handsome? Is she pretty? That will also give an idea of how can we identify. And we're going to use height. Okay, so those are the four categories we're going to use to describe people. So, who is Mr. Captain America? Yes, everybody knows that Mr. Chris is Captain America. So here we have the four categories. Which verb I'm going to use with every one of the categories. For hair, I'm going to use has, and for the rest, I'm going to use is. Remember that these are adjectives. I am using adjectives to describe people. Okay, in this case, I am describing people. Um, so what do you think about his hair? I would say that his hair is straight, brown, and that he has a beard. Okay, those are the things that I will use to describe him um, regarding hair. In this case, I would say that he's young. I know his age, so he is not young, but he looks young. So we're gonna say with a young one. According to looks, I mean, he's an actor. He's handsome. Um, so we're gonna say with handsome for looks. For height, I would go with tall because he might be like very close to 6 feet. You might know. So if I want to make like a compilation, like a description of it, I will say that Chris Evans' hair is brown. He has a beard. He is middle aged. You see, my brain tricked me. I write young in one, but because I know his age, I place him in the middle age section. and he is handsome. Okay, that would be my description of Chris Evans. So if I do that and I show you the picture, you will be able to identify who is Chris Evans. So now let's see like all of the adjectives that we can use when we are describing people. Um, in the case of hair, remember we're gonna use the verb has to go with hair. I'd like to call it dimensions. We have 4 dimensions for hair when we want to group adjectives. So we have long or short to describe how if it is all the way to the neck or it is go all the way to the back. Um, we can have the type of hair, if it is straight, curly, wavy, spiky. Also, we have the color of the hair. It can be blonde, it can be brown, it can be black, or we can have the tone of the color of the hair. It can be light brown, it can be dark brown, it can be light gray, it can be dark gray. Regarding age, we can start all the way in teenagers or child, but when we say here we young, middle age, and elderly. Those are the 3 categories we're going to use when we're describing them. Regarding looks, we're going to have handsome and pretty. So here's the thing with handsome and pretty. Handsome applies to men, and pretty applies to the ladies. Right? That's super important to remember. There will be no Chris Evans pretty, and there will be no Scarlett Johansson handsome. Okay. Good looking applies to how the person combines his clothing with his physical appearance, with his hair. It's like the general idea. It has almost nothing to do with the physics. It has everything to do with the combination or how well dressed the person is. According to, if we're talking about height, then we're going to start with short, let's say 4 feet, 4'2", 4'5". Fairly short when we're close to 5 feet, medium height, 5'7", 5'8", really tall, 5'9", 5'10", very close to 6, and then we're going to be very tall with everything that is above 6. That's sort of just like general idea. It's not like we're going. If you know the height, you can use the height, but if you want to use an adjective, that's completely possible. Now for hair, I wanted to show you the picture because the types of hair is different. We can have straight hair, and then we can have on the other side of the spectrum curly hair. In the middle, we have wavy hair, which is a combination between straight hair and curly hair. Okay? And then we have spiky hair. Spiky hair is not only when you have it like fashion, like the lady in the picture, but also um, I would say Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese people, they may have spiky hair. When it is really short, it stays like up. And then we have bald people. Okay, they have no hair naturally on their hair. Okay, now let's put this into action. I want to describe Mr. Mark Ruffalo. He's the guy we know as the Hulk. Okay, so he will go for hair light brown. For age, I'm gonna classify him as middle age. For looks, I would say with handsome, and for height, I would say with fairly tall. Okay, he might be very close to the 6. Um, so when I want to make a description, I will go Mark Ruffalo has light brown and curly hair. He is middle aged and handsome and fairly tall. Okay, this is how I combine all of them together. So I have Mark has Ruffalo, verb, and then I go with the brown, light brown, and curly. Then I go with his, and then middle age, handsome. I can continue and very tall because I'm talking with is. Okay, this is how I am combining. Okay, um, I want you to let's do this one. In this one, what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention because you have to do the description. Okay, so get ready. So I would say that Scarlett Johansson has straight and blonde hair. Blonde hair. She's young. Again, if you know her age, She will be in a different category, but again, it's 2020. People look really good in 2020. For looks, she's pretty. I have nothing else to add to that, and she will be medium height. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I am going to clap. When I clap, I want you to pause the video because what I would like you to do is to make up the summary of the description of Scarlett Johansson. So you write it down. When you're ready, then you unpause the video and you will compare that to what I have here in the screen. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1. And here is what you have for Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson has um, straight blonde hair. She is young, according to the picture again, and pretty, and she is medium height. Okay, if you have it in different positions, as long as you have the verb where it should be, it's gonna be okay. Okay, but you might have she is medium height, young and pretty. Okay, that's possible. Okay, so in this one, I'm gonna leave you to do it completely. You have to do everything. When I clap, you're gonna define the adjectives for every one of the categories, and then you're gonna do the summary. We're gonna work here with Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is the one wearing the blue polo, and Magic Johnson is the one wearing the pink polo. And the lady is to help us with height. We will be able to determine how tall they are, or using the lady as a reference. So when I clap, I want you to pause the video and write down your adjectives and your description for Samuel L. Jackson. That way, I will let you know what I have here and we will compare. Very good. Now, in the first one, I am including black. Black is not referring to his hair. Black is referring to his race. Okay. Maybe here in Dominican Republic, this video is made for Dominican students, but it might apply to most of Latin America. When we talk about black, it's simply the color of your skin because we are really mixed. But in America, in United States, when we're talking about black, we're talking about people with Afro-American descendancy. This is where they come in. They're part American and they're also part African. In the case of Samuel L. Jackson, in this picture, he's wearing a hat. So we can see his baldness, but basically he's completely bald. He in streetwear you will find him with the hat, and in formal occasions you will find him wearing the not wearing a hat. He wears glasses. He's old, good looking, and pretty tall. Here is the description for Samuel L. Jackson. If you have it different, as long as you are using the adjective where it's supposed to be, there is no problem. Samuel L. Jackson is black, he is bald, and wears glasses. Pay attention here that bald is not combined with has because we're not talking about his hair, we're talking about him. Okay, so that's the difference. He's old and good looking, and he's pretty tall. Okay, that's what you have for Mr. Samuel L. Jackson. So here's the full chart with all of the adjectives that we're supposed to use for this unit. Take a picture, write it down, make a screenshot. This is your guide. And for homework, what I would like you to do is pick your favorite picture, okay? Find the picture of the cast of the picture with the actors which were on the picture and describe 2 or 3 of the actors in the movie and then provide the picture. The same way that we did at the beginning, you can do it again. Describe 2 or 3 of them so we will be able to see how close your description is to the one on the picture. I hope you had a great time in this quick go through the vocabulary for describing people, and see you in the next one. Thank you.